Hi! Today I'm going to talk about something that I've been meaning to talk about for a long time, how I developed dystonia. Somebody asked the question a long time ago and I never got around to answering it. So here's what happened. I was at a writers group meeting at Barnes & Noble in my neighborhood, and I go into the restroom and I had a stroke. And it was bizarre. I was only 48, and that's not old. It's certainly not an age when a person expects to have a stroke. Nobody expects to have a stroke, I guess. Especially me. I was very healthy. I exercised regularly. I still exercise regularly. And I had none of the risk factors. But it just happened. And so I had this stroke, and I was in denial at the time. I couldn't believe it. When somebody told me it was happening, I was like, no, it can't be. I'm too healthy for that. But it was. It was true. And my whole left side was paralyzed. But I was fortunate to be able to get treated promptly so that I could recover just like that, really. It was the same day, essentially. And I thought that I had totally dodged a bullet, but I hadn't. 5 or 6 months later, I started to notice that my left hand was pulling all the time, and that my left foot was clenching in all the time. So, what I learned after talking to a neurologist was that this condition can develop, dystonia, after a stroke for reasons that nobody understands. And that's what happened to me. So, one of the things I would like to point out is that I don't think I would have self-published if I hadn't gotten dystonia, because I learned from this experience that no matter how healthy or sure of anything you think you are, something horrible can happen that can change your life like that. And I thought, if I'm going to get my work out there, I'm just going to do it. Because I had been trying so hard. I had been writing to agents and publishers trying to get my book published. And here's the irony. I had the stroke right around the same time that I found a small publisher to take on my first novel. But the publisher went under 9 months after I signed with them, and I had a stroke at the same time, so it was like a double whammy. And I went through a period of not knowing what to do, but I just kept writing. And that was the important part. I just kept at it, and I kept trying. I kept trying to find an agent or a publisher, and it just wasn't working out. I don't know. It's just one of those things. I kept at it and kept at it, and I finally just said, the hell with it. I'm getting my work out there. And what happened after that, I have no explanation for. I got lucky, I think, that I made the New York Times bestseller list. There was a certain amount of strategy involved, but not necessarily the best strategy for now. Things have changed considerably since 2011, and what I hope to do in other videos is talk a little bit more about writer lifestyle and how to deal with writing for a living when you're dealing with something like a disability. So that's it for now, and I'll talk to you later.